Hello to all of our Noah's Ark and Novelty members. If you guys participated in our Freaky Fun flash sale last week and you bought one of our toy kits, this video is to show you guys how to assemble it. So whether you bought the Frankenstein toy, the skeleton, or the black cat, this video is for all three of those. They are made the same, just a different base on top. So let's get started and I'll show you guys how to assemble that, and then you guys can use your imagination and charm it however you want. So here's the supplies, or the different things that you should have received in your kit. You've got your hedge balls, your Halloween charms, spiders, Halloween mini links, bracelets. There will be 3 small zip ties in there, 1 large zip tie, your base, your small frisbee, a maraca. There will be a bead like this that is in separate from the rest of your charms. You will want to keep that separate because this has a different purpose than charming the chain. And then you will have 3 long pieces of chain and 2 small pieces. One of the small pieces you can keep hooked up to your C-link because that will be used at the top. And then you can separate the rest of your chain. Some things that you might need that are not included in your kit that you'll need from home: pliers, some scissors, and then either a lighter or a Dremel. Alright, so there's 2 different ways that you can thread the zip tie and attach your base. One way is up through the bottom of the frisbee, through the base, and loop it back around. Another way is through the top, when you string it through the top and up through the bottom. Going from the bottom to the top is a little bit more difficult because you have to thread it back down through here, and it's hard to get it through the bottom hole. But it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because the zip tie, I'll show you on this toy, is hidden instead of being at the top. So when you loop it around, you will just have just that right there. Doesn't take away from the toy at all. And the part where it's closed is underneath and you can't see it. So I like to do it the harder way because it's more aesthetically pleasing. If it's harder for you to get the zip tie through the bottom by doing it that way, you can start the zip tie at the top. And it is much easier to string it through the bottom and up that way. If you decide to do it that way, I'll show you really quick how in what order you want to do it so that everything is connected. So you'll take your zip tie and put it through this bead right here. You do want this bead at the top of this toy because it will keep the chain from being pulled through this hole, because it is a big hole, so the chain, if it's pulled tight enough, can go through. You don't want that to happen, then your whole toy will fall apart. So we'll put the zip tie through the bead, put it through the top, string it through the bottom of the skeleton, through the frisbee, take your other short piece of chain, loop it through, and then you're going to take the end of the zip tie and go back through the base of the frisbee, or through the hole in the frisbee. Oops, I just lost my thing. There we go. Back through the bottom of this guy. And then up top. Now, if you unscrew this lid, it does make it a little bit easier. There we go. So through the lid, back through the bead. And then you will take your small piece of chain right here. Make sure you push this all the way down. You'll want to put the lid back on there so that the zip tie is tight. Push that down. and then you will put it through your chain, and then you'll pull the zip tie through there. Now, this is not the way that I like to do it. I don't like to see this up at the top. It also doesn't hang exactly straight because of that. So I'm going to take this apart and do it the way that's a little bit harder. Show you guys. Alright, so if you want to do it the other way, this is how we're going to do it. String the zip tie through the bottom of the Frisbee, up through the base of the skeleton, or cat, or whatever base it is that you're using. I will undo this because it will make it easier. Through your bead, don't forget the bead, then the chain, back through the bead. Make sure that this is tight, that the zip tie is flush against the Frisbee, and then you pull it through here. And then the fun part, trying to get it through that hole. There we go. And back through the Frisbee. So push this down and pull that zip tie through so that it is tight. See, there's all that extra. There we go. And then pull it down. Make sure this is screwed on there so that it's as tight as possible. Alright, there you go. So now before you close off the zip tie, put that last piece of chain through there. Pull your zip tie. Make it tight. After you're done connecting everything, you will take your scissors and cut the zip tie. Now, with all zip ties, whether it's no matter what size it is, whether it's this connecting to the base, even if the zip tie is going to be hidden inside of the base or covered up by something, you always want to do this next step. When you cut the zip ties, they are sharp. They can hurt your sugar glider if they get caught on there. It can hurt your bird. It scratches you. It's pretty tight. So you're going to want to take either a lighter or a Dremel and soften the edge of that. So I'll do a lighter so I don't have to plug anything in, and just run it across. It will melt the tip of that where you cut it. There we go. And then once it, give it a few seconds, and then I'll push down on it just to make sure that it's softened. Might have to do it a couple times. There you go. Now you don't have to worry about the edge being too sharp. So that's the most of it. So now we're going to, you have 3 holes on the side of the Frisbee. We're going to take the small zip tie, string it through there, then your chain, and then take it through. Now make sure that your chain is on the underside of the Frisbee before you pull it tight. I feel that it hangs better when it's like that. And pull it tight. Then I will attach the other 3 really quick. Now what I don't like that I just did, don't make this mistake, is I've got this, the part where you pull the zip tie through on the other side of the chain. So I'm going to cut that off. Let's see. So a way to avoid that is to string it through here first. Put that underneath. Gotta grab a zip tie really quick. Through there. Just make sure it's tight. Then go back through, cut all of your zip ties. Make sure it's tight before you cut it. There's no going back after that. And then just take your Dremel or lighter, whatever it is that you're using. Don't burn yourself. There we go. So everything's put together, and then now all that's left is for you to charm it however it is that you like. As far as the maraca, the mini links do not fit all the way through it. They have a tight hole. So what you'll do is just take one of the O-rings or the oval shaped mini links and just snap it on there. It's a pretty snug fit. There you go. Take another link, and then you can attach it to the center. There you go. I hope you guys have fun charming this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below, and I will help you out as best as I can. Have fun.